When we talk about cybersecurity, you gotta know that not all threats are the same, not even close. So today, we're gonna break down the two main types of cyber attacks. Think of them as the silent spies and the loud burglars of the digital world. Ready? Let's dive in.
Okay, so when I say cyber attack, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it some hacker in a hoodie just smashing through a digital wall? Or could it be something a lot quieter? Well, the truth is, it can be both. See, not all attacks make a lot of noise, and knowing the difference, that is absolutely your first line of defense. All right, to really get this, let's use an analogy that makes it super simple. Imagine a passive attack is like a silent spy. Their whole game is about watching, listening, and gathering intel, all without anyone ever knowing they were there. But then, you've got the active attack. That's your loud burglar. They're not trying to be quiet. Their goal is to break in, cause a ruckus, and make sure you know they've been there by the damage they leave behind.
So first up, let's talk about the spy. What exactly makes these passive attacks tick? And, why are they so darn sneaky? So a passive attack, it's pretty much what it sounds like. The attacker is just a ghost, a silent observer. Their only goal, their entire goal, is to snatch up your information without changing a single thing. We're talking not one byte of data. This is the go-to move for long-term digital spying, where the whole point is to just collect info over time and stay completely invisible. But what does that actually look like in the real world? Well, picture this. You're at a coffee shop on their free Wi-Fi. Someone could be eavesdropping on that unsecured network. Or they might use tools to sniff data packets, which is basically like reading your digital mail while it's in transit. They're just sitting there, listening in, hoping to grab valuable stuff like your passwords or private messages.
And this is the really scary part about these spy attacks, because nothing gets changed. They leave almost zero footprints, no trace at all. That makes them incredibly hard to spot. You might have no idea your data has been swiped until it's way too late.
Okay, so that's the spy. Now let's switch gears and talk about the loud burglar. This is where things get a whole lot more aggressive and a lot more obvious. An active attack is, it's a full-on assault. The intruder is done watching from the shadows. Now they're trying to modify your data, delete your files, or just shut down your entire system. This is all about causing real, tangible chaos, maybe for a quick payday, or sometimes just to make a big, loud statement. And these attacks can come in a bunch of different flavors. You've got your denial of service, or DOS attack. That's when they flood a website with so much junk traffic that real users can't get through, and the whole thing just crashes. Or they can inject malware to wreck your files. There's also the man-in-the-middle attack, which is wild. It's where someone secretly gets in between a conversation and can actually change things as they happen. The one thing they all have in common? They're designed to cause total chaos.
All right, so we've got the spies and we've got the burglars. Now for the most important part. How on earth do you protect yourself from both? Let's talk strategy. It's time to build your defense plan.
Look, your best bet is to have a defense with multiple layers. It's got to be unified. So step 1, encrypt your data. This scrambles everything, making it your absolute best weapon against those passive spies. Even if they grab it, it's just gibberish to them. Next up, you need firewalls and antivirus software. Think of these as the bouncers for your network, stopping the loud burglars before they can even get in. Then you've got strong authentication. Things like two-factor codes. That's like adding another, much stronger lock to your front door. And finally, and this is so important, keep all your software updated. Those updates are patching up the little cracks and holes that both spies and burglars are constantly searching for.
Okay, to make sure all of this really sticks, let's put our two attackers head-to-head. It's time for the final showdown.
This chart really lays it all out, nice and clean. Let's just walk through it. What's the goal? For a passive attack, it's all about stealing info. For an active one, it's all about damage and disruption. What about the effect on your system? Passive is observation only, right? They don't touch a thing. Active attacks, on the other hand, are all about modification and causing mayhem. And that brings us to the big one, detectability. The quiet spy, super hard to find. The loud burglar, well, they're a heck of a lot easier to spot.
So at the end of the day, what's the big takeaway? It's simple. Knowledge is power. Seriously. Just understanding the enemy, that's half the battle right there. Knowing the difference between an attacker who wants to watch you and one who wants to wreck your stuff, that is the absolute first step to building a truly secure digital life.
And that brings us to the end of our breakdown. So, I'll leave you with a question to chew on. Now that you know the threats, take a look at your own digital life. Which part of your defense are you going to strengthen first? Just thinking about that, that's a huge first step.
Thanks for joining me.